Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches for you from the So Sweet collection from the brand Colores de Carol. These are available right now, so in the description box I'll link the Colores de Carol site, I'll link their Instagram page, and I will link my Instagram page where you can see more swatches of everything from today's video. So there are 6 polishes in this Valentine's Day collection, and let's go ahead and get started. So first we have Amandine, and this one is described as a white crelly with neon pink, magenta, pink, black, and red glitters in various shapes and sizes. So here's our first coat of Amandine. This one is pretty sheer here on this first coat, but it is nice and buildable. As far as building this base color goes, you're not really going to get full opacity from it, but you are going to get pretty good coverage here from this glitter. I also didn't hold the bottle upside down or do any kind of fishing. Everything that you see come out onto my nails did come out organically. This is 2 coats, and like you can see, I still have some visible nail line going on. Most of that will go away in 3 coats, but if you have a super prominent nail line, you might want to use this one as a topper if you don't love some visible nail line going on. All this glitter also spreads out nice and evenly across the nail. I had to do very minimal manipulation to get it to do so. I also really appreciate the glitter to base ratio on this one. I didn't have any issues with the glitter being too sparse. But since this is glitter, it is going to require a thicker top coat just to smooth everything out and add some plumpness and flushness to the final manicure, or a glitter smoother underneath your top coat. Removal will require some scrubbing, but it's not super difficult, and there are 3 coats of Amandine. Next up we have Brigadeiro, and this one is described as a chocolate brown crelly, purple reflective glitters, iridescent chameleon flakes, and red diamond flakes. Here's our first coat of Brigadeiro, and this one is pretty sheer here on this first coat. It does build up to full opacity for me in 3 coats. My nails are a little bit longer in this clip, so depending on your nail length, application, visible nail line, etc., you might end up being okay with 2. This was one that was right on the cusp of a 2 to 3 coater, and I opted to go in for 3. The formula is good. It's not super thick. Sometimes with these reflective glitters, the formula can get pretty thick, but the application on this one was nice and smooth. You are going to want top coat. This one is going to dry to like a super sandy kind of finish. That's just the nature of these reflective glitters. So I do recommend going in for either a thicker glitter eating glossy top coat, a glitter smoother under your top coat, or 2 coats of your regular top coat, just to make sure everything is nice and smooth. That being said, this reflective glitter is also extremely difficult to remove, so I recommend pure acetone or soaking it off. But there are 3 coats of Brigadeiro. Next up we have Candy Coated, and this one is described as baby blue and silver reflective glitter in a clear base with lavender, red, fuchsia, and pink metallic shreds. Here's our first coat of Candy Coated. This one is in a clear base, so it's very sheer here on this first coat. Most of your opacity is going to come from this reflective glitter and then accented by these other larger flakes to cover up any kind of visible nail line, but it doesn't build up to 100% opacity, so if you don't love that, you might want to use this one as a topper. I do think this is absolutely stunning built up on its own. A gorgeous Valentine's Day manicure. I am going to show you what 3 coats it looks like today. The formula is again good. It's a little bit thicker than Brigadeiro was. This is more what I expect when I use a reflective glitter polish, a little bit on the thicker side, but this one was still easy to manipulate. These flakes do take some kind of manipulation to move around across the nail. I had some traffic jams with these larger ones, but they did resolve relatively easily. Again, this is that reflective glitter. You're going to want a thicker top coat to smooth everything out, and it is going to be extremely difficult to remove. So there are 3 coats of Candy Coated. Next up we have Cherry Cherry Bonbon, and this is described as a shimmery magenta scattered holographic. Here's our first coat of Cherry Cherry Bonbon, and this one covers pretty well here on this first coat. Not totally opaque, but I did get full opacity in 2 coats. This one was another one that was kind of riding the line of needing 2 and 3, but I was happy overall in 2. The formula is excellent. It does feel kind of jelly-ish, but an opaque jelly, so I was very happy with the formula overall. You are going to want some top coat just to bring some life back to this polish. It does dry on the dull-ish side. And removal does require some scrubbing, but nothing severe like the reflective glitters that we've looked at so far. So there are 2 coats of Cherry Cherry Bonbon. Next up we have Confection Affection, and this one is described as a bright jelly red base with black and red hollow glitters, black and red matte glitters. Here's our first coat of Confection Affection. This one is a jelly base, so it is sheer. However, that being said, my visible nail line got fully covered in practically the first coat, but I got 100% opacity in 2 coats. I was still able to see through after the second coat to the first layer of glitter, so I really love this polish. This is probably my top pick of the collection, and also for some reason it reminds me of Jafar, so I love it all the more. You are going to want some top coat to smooth out these glitters and add some shine back to this polish. Removal is going to require some scrubbing. We are getting progressively less difficult with removal as we go down this line of polishes though. This one isn't nearly as severe as the reflective glitter polish, so rest easy, just regular remover will do just fine here. So there are 2 coats of Confection Affection. And lastly for today we have Ruby Praline, and this is described as a bright pink with cherry galaxy hollow glitter, gold and purple reflective glitter, and iridescent chameleon flakes. And here's our first coat of Ruby Praline. This one is pretty sheer here on this first coat. However, that being said, I was able to get full opacity in 2 coats. Depending on your nail length, your nail line, your application, all of the goodies that really go into applying nail polish, you might end up needing 3. If somebody said they needed 3, I wouldn't be surprised, but I was happy at 2. This does have reflective glitter, so it is going to dry to that more sandy-ish finish. I do recommend a thicker top coat, 2 coats of top coat, or a glitter smoother underneath your regular top coat to finish everything out. It's just going to give you a nice finished look on your nail. Removal will also be quite difficult. For glitter polishes, I tend to always soak them off, but you could also use a peel-off base coat if you don't intend on wearing it for too long. But there are 2 coats of Ruby Praline. And guys, that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of these polishes. Let me know if you plan on picking any of them up, and let me know what your favorite was. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time.